You're watching Defense Dynamics and I'm Danveer Singh from New Delhi. In this episode, we bring to you as to how the mounted gun systems are powering India's artillery leap. India's Astra Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missile is now tested, proven and indigenous. How will it push the case of strategic autonomy? India unveils its tactical missile Prahar and how India's military legacy secures its place amongst the world's finest defense powers. But before we dive deep into these stories, here are the major defense headlines this week. DARPA has cancelled the Liberty Lifter Wing cargo aircraft project aimed at fuel-efficient ocean transport. Aurora Flight Sciences was expected to deliver the demonstrator by 2027. Macron and Starmer agree to boost bilateral warfighting capabilities under Lancaster House 2.0. The revamped Combined Joint Force will enable large-scale Euro-Atlantic operations. Airbus selected to deliver two PAZ-2 radar satellites under Spain's defense program. First satellite is expected to be operational by mid-2031. General Electric is to supply two F404 engines monthly for India's Tejas Mark 1A jets. India also plans to buy Javelin missiles and seek amphibious Striker vehicles. India's seventh project, 17A frigate Mahendragiri, to be delivered in February of 2026. With stealth technology and advanced systems, it reflects India's naval self-reliance. India is reimagining the battlefield with indigenous firepower. A key breakthrough in this push is the new mounted gun system developed by the DRDO. With advanced mobility, precision, strike capability, and rapid deployment features, this system is expected to redefine artillery warfare. Here is a detailed report on what could become the backbone of India's future artillery regiments.
The RFPs what have been floated by Army and against the GS square released by them in 2022. So this gun meets the entire GS square parameters what the Army has given.
Developed at the DRDO's Vehicle Research and Development Establishment in Ahmednagar, the Mounted Gun System or MGS is based on the Advanced Towed Artillery Gun System already ordered to modernize the Army's artillery regiments. This truck-mounted artillery platform can go from movement to firing mode in just 80 seconds and back in 85 seconds, enabling a crucial shoot and scoot capability. With a fire rate of 6 rounds per minute and the range of over 45 kilometers, the MGS ensures high accuracy and mobility. The gun is mounted on 8x8 high mobility vehicle equipped with shock-absorbing stabilizers, a blast-resistant armored cabin, and on-board silent electric power. Its modern fire control system, auto-gun alignment, and automated ammunition handling reduces crew workload and ensures rapid reaction in hostile environments from deserts to high altitudes. The mounted gun system isn't just fast and powerful, it's also largely Indian. 85% of components are indigenous, reinforcing India's Make in India mission. So how does Army plan to deploy it? Take a look. Having already fired over 100 rounds in successful trials at Balasore and Pokhran, the MGS is ready for field evaluation across varied terrains. The Army has asked VRDE to prepare it for extensive trials. Separate from the current competition for 300 mounted gun systems where Bharat Forge, Tata, Adani Defense and others are contending. Technology transfer for production has been made to Bharat Forge, and the Army is projected to eventually need 700 to 800 such guns.
the gun which we have produced, if you take out the development cost and all, so roughly it will be of 15 crores order. Whereas if you import this gun as on today, roughly it will be around 35 to 40 crores.
The mounted gun system is part of a wider artillery overhaul driven by recent lessons from Russia-Ukraine war. Mobility, precision and survivability are the new keywords. Here is how India's artillery future is shaping up. India's artillery renaissance includes multiple cutting-edge platforms like Pinaka rocket system, which is now reaching up to 72 kilometers with a plan to stretch it up to 120 kilometers. Then we have ATAGS, the world's most powerful 155 mm towed guns. First artillery regiment is expected by February of 2027. Then the K9 Vajra fleet expansion by 100 additional units by the year end is also in pipeline. Then we have the towed gun system. The field trials are already underway. The new 155 mm ramjet shells unveiled by DRDO at Aero India 2025 is another game changer. The high altitude firing range activated in Arunachal's Tawang sector will serve as a great service to the artillery firing practices. The roadmap even includes development of hypersonic missiles separate from BrahMos. This will give an edge over India's adversary like China and Pakistan. With the systems like mounted gun systems, ATAGS and Pinaka, India is not just catching up, it is setting new benchmarks in artillery warfare. As the armed forces prepare for tomorrow's conflict, indigenization, innovation remain the cornerstone. India has crossed a major milestone in its journey towards defense self-reliance. The Indian Air Force has successfully test-fired the indigenously developed Astra, which is a beyond visual range air-to-air missile or BVRAAM, from an aircraft that is the front line of Indian Air Force, Su-30MKI. This technological triumph puts India in an elite club of nations that can produce advanced air-to-air combat missiles. On July 11, 2025, off the coast of Odisha, a Sukhoi 30MKI roared through the skies carrying more than just ammunition. It carried India's assertion of strategic independence. Astra Missile has a range of over 100 kilometers. It moves at a speed of 4.5 and carries a warhead of 15 kgs, high explosive. Guidance system is active, RF seeker and inertial navigation. India's indigenous Astra Missile, with a blistering speed of Mach 4.5 and a high precision radio frequency seeker, logged on and destroyed high-speed aerial targets in two back-to-back tests. Both were flawless. The success of homegrown RF seeker is a landmark. Until now, India depended on imported seekers, critical components that dictated foreign dependencies, and that's history now.
Already integrated with Su-30MKI and Tejas, the Astra missile will soon fly on Tejas Mark II and possibly the Rafale, giving the Indian Air Force a unified, interoperable air-to-air strike capability.
The military-industrial ecosystem is now shaping up. Over 15 Indian companies involved. Production is being by the Bharat Dynamics Limited, and behind this missile lies a growing military-industrial ecosystem of over 15 Indian firms, both public and private, working together to make Astra a reality. Bharat Dynamics has already received orders of up to 200 units. The Astra missile is going to redefine the air combat doctrine. The visual range supremacy, pilot strikes without even seeing the target. The future trajectory is also in our favor. Astra Missile Mark II in development stage and Astra Missile Mark IV, a fifth generation fighter killer, is also on the board. The Astra story does not stop here. DRDO is working on Astra Mark II with even greater range and the conceptual Mark IV that could one day neutralize stealth aircrafts as well. Indigenous missile technology gives India the most prized strategic asset, autonomy. No export blocks, no price manipulations, no compromise in war readiness. Once targets are logged, future secured with the Astra, which is proving its performance. India is now eyeing global defense market
this success is a blueprint of export-oriented indigenous defense growth. The Astra Missile is not just a weapon, it's a declaration that India no longer just buys defense technology but builds it. And with it comes the capability, credibility and control. The sky, quite literally, is no longer the limit. India is sharpening its battlefield strike capabilities with an indigenous solution designed for rapid response and precision. Meet Prahar, the tactical surface-to-surface missile that promises speed, accuracy and flexibility. While it may not make global headlines like the intercontinental systems, Prahar, however, plays a crucial role in India's evolving doctrine of conventional deterrence and high mobility warfare. It's a game changer. In a battlefield scenario that demands speed and precision, India's Prahar missile is designed to hit hard and fast. Developed by the DRDO, this quick reaction road mobile system is built for one mission: decisive strikes at tactical depths. Prahar tactical missile has a range of 150 kilometers and carries a payload of 200 kgs. Warhead includes high explosive and cluster bombs, and the speed that it can achieve is over Mach 2. It has a very short launch time of less than 5 minutes. Mounted on a high mobility launcher with 6 missiles ready to fire, Prahar can move fast, deploy fast and fire fast. Ideal for surprise counter force strikes against enemy troops, concentration, air bases or logistic hubs. Now these missiles are basically precision strike solutions. Pinaka has a range of 45 to 75 kilometers, Prahar stands at 150 kilometers and Pralay missile can strike from 150 to 500 kilometers.
Strategically positioned between Pinaka rockets and the more potent Pralay missile, Prahar offers flexibility to theatre commanders. It delivers high-precision strikes without crossing the escalation ladder into strategic territory. Prahar is fully indigenous, built by the Defense Research and Development Organization and tailored to the needs of the Indian Army. It reduces dependence on foreign short-range ballistic missiles.
From China's long-range artillery to Pakistan's Nasr missiles, battlefield deterrence is a key element to regional defense posture. Prahar gives India a proportionate, accurate and credible response. Next generation variant Pranash is under development, which has got a range of over 200 kilometers. DRDO is now developing Pranash, a derivative of Prahar with extended range and enhanced warhead flexibility. It's expected to provide the army with more potent battlefield reach in near future. In a rapidly evolving battlefield, firepower must be mobile, responsive and precise. And Prahar ticks all the 3 boxes. As India prepares for multi-domain warfare, tactical missiles like Prahar will be vital not just in battlefield but in deterring it. It's a clear signal that India is ready not just to defend but to dominate when it is required. In a moment of immense national pride, India's military history has once again taken center stage at the global forum. Maratha Military Landscape, a network of strategic forts built between the 17th and the 19th centuries, have now been inscribed in the prestigious UNESCO World Heritage List, marking India's 44th entry. But this is not just a cultural recognition, it's a reaffirmation of India's long-standing tradition of military excellence. From Shivaji Maharaj's impenetrable hill forts to modern nuclear submarines and space-based warfare systems, India has carved a reputation as one of the world's most strategically sound and battle-ready nations. Here's a report on India's military evolution, where past glories fuel the present strength and future stand well fortified.
In a resounding testament to India's martial past and strategic genius, the UNESCO World Heritage Committee on July 11, 2025 inscribed the Maratha Military Landscapes of India into the prestigious World Heritage List, becoming India's 44th entry. This recognition not only immortalizes the architectural brilliance of 12 historical significant forts across Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, but also cement India's identity as a nation of military innovation, indomitable courage and strategic depth.
From the hilltop bastions of Shivneri and Rajgarh to the coastal sentinels of Sindhudurg and Suvarnadurg, these forts reflect the vision of India's most celebrated military minds, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. These fortresses were not mere stone structures but strategic masterpieces.
Long before colonial regiments marched on the Indian soil, India was a cradle of military science. Mahabharata and Ramayana detail complex war formations like Chakravyuh, still studied in warfare theory. Kautilya's Arthashastra, a masterpiece on statecraft, alliance building and war tactics still studied by military institutions worldwide. Its Mandala theory and the law of fish, widely known as Matsya Nyaya, scientifically describes how the strong devour the weak, forming the geopolitical core of ancient and even modern military alliances.
The British Raj turned Indian warriors into structured force. The Indian Army, which soon grew into the largest volunteer force in World War II, serving in North Africa, Burma, and Europe with valor. While the colonizers sought loyalty, Indian soldiers brought honor, earning over 30 Victoria Crosses during World War II. After 1947, India faced existential threats, yet triumphed through resolve and strategy. It was in 1947-1948 when Pakistani raiders attacked Kashmir and Indian armed forces not only repelled but saved Kashmir from Pakistan's nefarious designs. In 1965 war, Indian armed forces repulsed Pakistani attacks in Punjab, Rajasthan and Rann of Kutch, and also defeated the Pakistani armed forces design through Operation Gibraltar to annex Kashmir. In 1971 war, perhaps India's finest hour led to liberation of Bangladesh. India displayed surgical precision, air superiority and naval blockade mastery. It was never ever in the modern military history that over 90,000 prisoners of war were taken. During the Kargil War of 1999, famously known as Operation Vijay, became a lesson in high-altitude warfare where India reclaimed infiltrated peaks under direct enemy fire. Further on, surgical strikes of 2016 and Balakot air strikes of 2019 and recently the Operation Sindoor, India shifted gears, embracing new doctrine, striking swiftly and striking hard, taking the battle into the hinterland of the enemy. Modern India isn't just a military power. It's a defense innovator. With the Make in India in Defense initiative, India's private and public sectors are producing radars, drones, satellites and artillery systems, reducing dependency and boosting self-reliance. With many key achievements such as LCA Tejas, a supersonic multi-role fighter designed indigenously, Arjun main battle tank equipped with advanced targeting and protection system, Agni and Prithvi missiles which are strategic deterrents in a volatile neighborhood, and on the blue oceans it is the Indian naval ship Vikrant, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, a floating fortress. From building its first indigenous aircraft carrier to mastering cyber and space defense, India's strategic vision is future ready. India is now a sought-after partner in global defense cooperation as well. Malabar exercises between the forces of US, Japan, Australia strengthens the Indo-Pacific maritime security, and other military exercises like Yuddhabhyas between India and the US military, Garud between India and France, and Indra between the Russian and the Indian forces showcase India's interoperability. India's defense exports have grown significantly, supplying helicopters, radars, and patrol boats, to South Asia and Africa, asserting soft power backed by hard steel. India's military thinkers have innovated doctrines for modern threats. Cold Start Doctrine. It enables rapid mobilization for quick war with minimum warning to the enemy. Mountain Strike Corps, strategically formed in response to PLA movements. And network-centric warfare, integrating real-time intelligence, surveillance, and drone warfare.
And that's not all. India's elite warriors are globally recognized for their precision, resilience, and daring acts. The para special forces excel in deep strikes and covert missions far beyond enemy lines. The NSG, known as the Black Cat Commandos, become national heroes during the 26/11 Mumbai attacks, showcasing unmatched counter-terror expertise. Marcos and Garud operate across land, sea, and air, trained under the harshest conditions to dominate any domain. Complementing these elite units are the unsung heroes of the Border Security Force, ITBP, CRPF, and Assam Rifles, who stand guard across India's longest and the most treacherous borders. Together, they form the backbone of the force built to master the impossible.
The UNESCO inscription of the Maratha Military Landscape is not a mere cultural badge. It is a solemn salute to India's historic and continuing military excellence, from ancient doctrines to nuclear triads, from hill forts to cyber domes. India has proven it is not just a peace-loving country but a prepared one, a defender of its borders, and when required, a decisive striker beyond them. Every stone in Raigad Fort, every soldier in Siachen, and every satellite in orbit, they all echo a single truth. India is not just a land of warriors, it is a nation of strategists. With video journalist Arman Khan, Nancy Baloda for DD India.
Emerging battle spaces below the nuclear threshold are shaping modern conflict dynamics. Nations are increasingly investing in precision strike capabilities, cyber warfare, and AI-enabled systems and long-range conventional missiles to dominate the grey zone operations. These tools allow states to achieve strategic objectives without crossing into full-scale war or triggering a nuclear retaliation. The rise of hypersonic weapons, space-based assets, and autonomous drones further complicate the deterrence and defense postures. In South Asia, these developments challenge traditional doctrines, compress decision-making timelines, and heighten risk of escalation. As technology blurs conventional nuclear lines, maintaining credible deterrence while preventing inadvertent conflict becomes a strategic imperative. That's all in this episode of Defense Dynamics. Thank you for joining us. Do post your comments with #DDWithDanveer. See you next week decoding complex defense stories. Till then, goodbye and take care.